Hello everyone, my name is Eve. In this video, I will be talking about the full moon which will be happening on the 7th of December in the sign of Taurus. Full moons symbolically illuminate things which are connected to the signs from which the moon and the sun are opposing each other. In this case, things which are connected to the Taurus and Scorpio axis. This full moon will take place at the 20th degree of Taurus, which falls in the Rohini Nakshatra ruled by the moon. This is where the moon gets its joy. It is her favorite place to be in. In Hindu mythology, Rohini was the favorite wife of Chandra, the moon. The ruler of this full moon is Venus, which just recently, along with Mercury, entered the sign of Sagittarius. I will be talking about how Venus is coloring the whole picture, but the most important thing about this full moon is the conjunction of the moon and Mars retrograde, both opposing the sun and separating from a square with Neptune, who has finally turned direct on the 3rd of December after long 5 months of retrograde cycle. So let's start. First, what is the moon? Individually, the moon represents our mind and our inner self. It has to do with the receptive and reflective part of ourselves. In mundane astrology, which has to do with global events, the moon represents the people. Taurus, a sign ruled by Venus, is the first feminine sign of the zodiac. Taurus is also earthy and fixed sign. Therefore, it has to do with our senses. What is beautiful? What feels good and comfortable? Both the moon and Taurus have to do with growth and fertility. We all know how important the moon cycles are for something to be planted, grown and harvested. That is why we are connecting Taurus also with food. Because the growth of food takes time and patience, the moon nurtures that process by making the soil fertile. It has the mother energy in it. Having a full moon in Taurus, ruled by Venus, it cannot get better than that. The only problem is that the moon will be in conjunction with Mars, which just went retrograde on the 30th of October and will stay in retrograde motion till January 12th. This means that we would like to have many experiences because of the exaltation of the moon in Taurus, especially because Rohini is nakshatra of the Brahma deity, which means to create. But with Mars retrograde, it is a question of whether we will be able to deliver everything that we imagine creating. The key planet for action and energy is Mars, and right now Mars is sleeping. The Neptune square with both Mars and Moon can make us idealize the situation, will make us dream big, but with no realization, and this can make us disappointed in the end. So my advice would be to keep a low profile at this time, step by step. Do not make big plans, do not buy new things, and do not make important decisions. Wait until Mars goes direct. Keep a journal of your ideas, write them down. They will be incredibly beautiful and impressive, and you will be in awe how much they will be changing and getting deeper and deeper every day. Also, Mars is debilitated in this pada of Rohini, which belongs to the sign of Cancer. He is drowning there. There can be a lot of confusion about where we are headed, and this can fall upon us suddenly as a cloud of fog. In the fog, we are supposed to drive at a small amount of speed. But on the positive side, this energy can be excellent for going inward and contacting our inner warrior, that primal source of energy, almost lost in the digital age we live in. Past trauma can come, connected to ways in which we are, or our ancestors, or even wider, our world has been hurt. Why wider? Well, because the ruler of this full moon will be in Sagittarius, where she is also wise, not only intelligent. I become we. This is what Neptune is trying to teach us the whole time, to dissolve our ego. We will be watching on the news many stories of diverse ways in which our society is hurt, especially the female archetype in our society. One example which comes on my mind is the current situation in Afghanistan. The women there are risking their lives with protests for female rights. What started these protests in the first place is the abuse that they have been under for a long time, but especially now with the Taliban taking over the country. Another key figure which I will mention is Kanye West. He has Jupiter in Rohini, and just look at the things he has been saying lately about Balenciaga, a fashion corporation, about Nike, another big corporation. So he has been unleashing some wild but big cards there. Then the China's president has also Jupiter in Rohini, and there are major protests in China due to COVID restrictions. Then the stories about Qatar and the labor workers who had died during the process of building all those things for the UEFA Cup. Again, abuse, aggression, death. Also, I think if it weren't for the square with Neptune, the things would not have gotten up so big. Neptune rules the sea, the biggest body on the earth. Therefore, it rules everything which is big. Big lies, but also big truths. Big corporations, role models, big vehicles, etc. Another advice for these crazy times is to filter your sources of information to the core. With Neptune, nothing is as it seems. There is mass propaganda served. With what cause exactly, I don't know and I can't tell you. It is on you to realize the bigger picture, and this can be done by meditation and connecting to nature. Otherwise, it will be hard to keep a still mind. And the full moon in Taurus is offering us some grounding, but only if we can reach that internally. Expecting some external sources to make us happy is the illusion that we are called to break up right now. Anyway, this was my analysis of the full moon in Taurus. If you have liked my interpretations, subscribe to my channel, like the video and comment if you have some questions or insights into this full moon. If you would like a personal reading about what this full moon could mean for you, contact me on my email. It will be only 30 euros for 20 minutes detailed analysis, taking in consideration all the aspects and also the whole cycle since the new moon in Scorpio. So, how it all began, and now, when the moon is halfway to the new conjunction, what it has illuminated for you. Until the next time, wish you a happy December.